guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Norvi and this is
Rosie.
You might recognise that from my uni advice video before. So we're back with something else uni related, and today we're talking about money. So I think this is a question that a lot of people ask, or a lot of people are worried about kind of going to uni, especially with tuition fees have increased so much and maintenance grants aren't there anymore. I appreciate that this mainly applies to UK students, this first bit, but the rest will kind of help everyone, I hope. But yeah, it's kind of like, oh, what do I do? Money, am I going to be able to afford it? And so we're just going to kind of break down how you get money at uni, how to maybe manage your money, some mistakes that we've made, because I made a hell of a lot, and how you can learn from those and hopefully have a really successful, not too broke time at uni.
And also not to say you have to have money to go to uni. I think that's a big misconception people have.
Definitely.
Even if you have no money whatsoever, there are resources out there to help you, so you don't have to be rich to go to uni.
Exactly, literally, so many people at uni are not rich, me for one. Not yet anyway. But no, it's completely fine, and so we'll just talk through that. So the first thing that we're going to talk about is student finance. And so if you're in England or Wales, you can apply for student finance, and so you can apply for one, a tuition fee loan, which is what most people get, so to cover your 9,000 a year or whatever it is.
9,250.
Yeah, some places 9,250 despite the fact that you get teaching in third time. But yeah, you can apply for a student loan for that, and then you can also apply for a maintenance loan. So this is a loan to help you with things like rent, food, any of your living costs. So you can apply for that. So do you want to kind of?
Yeah, so I get both a maintenance loan and a maintenance grant, but I understand that grants don't occur anymore. So basically with a maintenance loan, there's lots of different amounts of money that you can get depending on your household income. Mm-hmm. So for most people that's their parents.
Yeah.
It always depends on if your parents are together or separated, or if you're married or if you've got children. Mm-hmm. It all gets taken into account. And basically the government assesses how much money you have, not from the last year but the year before in terms of tax years.
Yeah.
So each parent or each member of the household who's an adult fills out this form, and a few weeks later the government will tell you how much money they're going to give you for that year.
Yeah. And with that you can always apply for, so there's usually an option, they'll tell you kind of the maximum amount that you're entitled to. So it might be, the maximum that you can get is 6,000, but it's up to you to apply for either the full amount or less. So some people choose to apply for less, and then their parents will support them with more so that they kind of have less loan. Whereas some people just apply for the full amount because they need the full amount, and for some people the full amount is really not that much. So yeah, that's something that happens. And then after that, they send you a form, and you have to kind of sign this declaration form, send it back to them. And so long as you send it back in time, and don't worry, because I think obviously ideally you want to do it really quickly, but I've sent mine back 2 weeks before term started, and it's very risky that you will get your money, and you'll get your money when term starts. They'll pay in your tuition fee loan straight to the uni, so you won't see that. And then your maintenance loan, you should probably get the day term starts, or the day before I've got sometimes, on a Sunday, and then you'll have that for the term, and that's yours to manage. So when you get the money, one thing to probably talk about is student accounts, because you've probably seen them all the time.
Yeah.
And I know some people choose not to get a student account and to just stay with their normal account, which is completely fine as well, but I definitely think that there are benefits of a student account. What student account do you have?
I'm with Santander, I love it.
So am I.
But there are other branches available. I know people who've got NatWest, Barclays,
HSBC. Yeah, I think the thing about Santander, what appeals to a lot of people, is you get a 4-year rail card for free, included in that, which is you save a third on rail fares, which is obviously great, especially if you're going to and from uni, if you want to visit your friends at uni, or even just trains whenever. It's just great to have that rail card. But then there are other banks that do, I think it's either NatWest or HSBC do one where it's you get a free coach card, which is still useful to be able to kind of get discounts off coaches. And then one major thing about student account is a fee-free overdraft.
Yeah, so that's kind of what makes student accounts stand out from others. So an overdraft is when you can kind of go into minus money. So in my bank account I can get up to £1,500 in my overdraft, and that's interest-free. So no matter how much I go into it, up to £1,500, I don't have to pay any interest on that. So there's no extra charge, which is really useful.
Exactly, and it doesn't affect your credit score or anything, so long as you kind of stay within that limit. And I think for a lot of students this is so helpful, especially if you're a student where maybe your parents aren't able to support you as much. Being able to kind of have that safety net to be like, okay, well, if I don't have enough money for my rent one month, at least kind of I know that I've got some money for my overdraft as well. So that can be really useful. Although overdrafts are something to be careful about, I would say. Major mistake, don't go into your overdraft if you don't need to, I would say, at first. Don't go into your overdraft just because it's Black Friday and you want to go shopping.
Black
Friday. I mean, it's not the smartest thing. I would always say, like, I'm kind of torn between being really sensible and then kind of live your life. I think sometimes I've had people paying for holidays and stuff out their overdraft, and I think that's fine if you know you're getting the money back. So you know you've got a job you can go back to, you know that maybe you can't afford to pay for the trip now, but you know that in a month, in 2 months, whatever it is, you know you've got guaranteed work or money from your parents coming in, you know that you'll be able to pay that off. One thing I would say is, especially if it's like a high amount, don't go like minus 900 knowing that you've got no income coming in to cover that, because that's just overwhelming. And then what happens when you reach the limit and you've got no money coming in?
Yeah, like I did that in the summer of my first year, so I booked 2 holidays, which I know is a bit excessive, but I really wanted to go, and I actually knew that if I used my overdraft and booked it in June and July, it would actually save me money in the long term compared to doing it in August, because obviously holidays are cheaper before the summer holidays. And then worked all summer, got it back, and it was all fine. So
yeah, exactly. I think something like that is fine. So like in my first year, I'm not even gonna say I shouldn't have gone into my overdraft because I went into it for stupid things and I just didn't budget. But like I got a job in the summer and that cleared off my overdraft and gave me extra money, which was great. But if you're not in that situation, I really recommend that you don't. And it can be so like overwhelming, like because I think if you're like minus 50 and minus 100, that's quite easy to earn back when you're getting like decent money for a job. But when you're like minus 1,000, earning that back can seem like a lot, and it's kind of like, oh crap,
like
I'm
I've had
so broke.
Friends at the bottom of their overdraft who message me to be like, can I just borrow some money till next month?
Have you lent them the money?
Yeah. I trust them, so it's fine. But like, just
like you don't want to be in that position where you have to borrow money from people. That's like the absolute worst. So yeah, live your life, but like literally try and be sensible with the overdraft. I know someone who told me they invested their overdraft because they obviously had enough money from their parents and stuff, so they took out the whole money and put it in a savings account and got interest on that, which is quite good. If you're able to do that, that's quite good. If you know you've got enough money from your parents that you don't need it and stuff, but generally speaking, I think it's nice to have something there. I've managed mine, so the Santander, they'll let you have up to minus 1,500, but I just realised that like I didn't need that or want it because like going into that much and paying it off, no. So I've reduced mine down to minus 100, which is still enough for me that if I ever go into it, that's enough. But like I have a job and I know that I'll always earn at least 100 every month, so I'll always be able to pay that off. So just make it manageable for you and talk to your parents about it, see what works.
And with student accounts, a lot of them have interest on money you do have. So with Santander, you get 2% on any money you have up to £2,000, which is actually great compared to some other figures of different bank accounts. Like, for example, savings accounts, my savings account is like 0.6. So having money in my current account actually helps me keep money in the long term.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I think I've made 10p interest, but
I made like 20, 30 quid. It's quite good.
That just shows. That's very good. I mean, I've had a lot of money in, but then also a lot out, so maybe that's probably why. Okay, so another thing to talk about is budgeting. So I'm not even going to pretend that I'm the best person at budgeting. I've never been like a budgeting queen. When I was younger, I was such a good saver, and then I don't know.
So was I.
I think when I was younger, I also just did want stuff. There's not really anything you need, and it's a bit different when you're at uni and you're actually buying everything for yourself. So what some people do is they literally write down every single thing they spend. So on paper, or they do Excel spreadsheets. Like I'm not going to do a spreadsheet. I'm not even going to try it because that's setting myself up to fail. I'm definitely not going to come home and be like, spreadsheet, there's no way. But for some people that works, and if it works for you, then why not? The paper thing can work. That's something I want to try. It's not. I don't think it's a permanent thing. You're not going to kind of be 40 or 40 grand and write down paper. But I think if you notice that you're struggling, it's a good start because it makes you more mindful of your money.
I do it sometimes when I feel like I'm spending too much. So if I start writing it down, then I kind of guilt trip myself, and I'm like, I need to stop spending. And it does work.
I think definitely for one, have online banking, because in first year I didn't. Like I did, but I didn't have the login details. You know when you forget and you have to set it home, and I just didn't set it up. And you think like, oh yeah, I've got like this much money, and then you check your bank and you're like, oh no.
And having it on your phone as well is so helpful, because you can just check actually how much you have, or you can send money to people.
Yeah, very easily.
Pizza money.
If you notice that you struggle, it might be worth writing it down, because even if you check your bank every day, like sometimes it's like I think one day it said I had this much, and then the other day it was like 100 less because it hadn't like cleared the amount from before. So if you write it down, if you notice you're struggling, just write it down. That can help you. And what I used to do is really like to keep receipts, because then if I'm like, where's that money gone? I'm like, oh, okay, I went to Nando's and I went to this place. Just keep the receipts. Cash is another thing.
I really like having cash instead of using my card, because you can see it disappear. Like you know when you spent it.
And I'm like, oh my gosh, how have I spent this?
And like £100 in your bank account doesn't actually look that much, but £100 in cash, like especially if it's like £10 extra, like that is real money.
That is, yeah, definitely. And I think there was a week where I didn't have my card because I had to get a new one. And I was transferring my friend's money to withdraw as cash for me, and I definitely noticed how I was spending my money that week, because especially because I had to ask them to keep getting me money, but I was like, oh my gosh, I have this much cash in my wallet and now I don't. Whereas like with my card, especially because contactless was like tap tap tap.
And if you have like Apple Pay, it's even worse, because like you always have money on you because you've always got your phone.
Yeah.
I was quite happy when my Apple Pay broke.
You're like, not spending money anymore. But yeah, just always be mindful. I think my spending habits have definitely got better from first to second to third year. I think first year I don't really have anything to save money for. Second year I was going to Fiji, so I actually had to be tight. Like when the money came in, I was like, I can't just spend this on me because I'm paying off this trip. And then this year, certain things, aka placement, are costing me a lot of money. So I'm definitely, and this year, third year, I was definitely like, okay, I want some real life spending habits. I can't just go about not knowing how to handle money. I need to get back into like my childhood frame of mind where I was like save. And so I've been doing a lot better. Like I don't even spend that much money anymore. So yeah, these are just some of our tips, and they might really help you.
A really useful thing to do is look when your direct debits come out of your bank account, because the whole of second year, my phone bill and my house bill came out on the same day. So that was like 65 quid coming out in the middle of the month when no money was, because like if I got paid, it was at the end of the month. So it was always like this shock that I
no, where's that money gone?
So if I'd like realised that sooner, I think it would have helped me out quite a lot.
Definitely. Yeah, I think that's the thing. Like I have Spotify Premium, but that's kind of the only direct debit. That's only £5. But if you have like proper direct debits, if you're paying your phone contract, yeah, definitely that's worth looking at, and like always factor that in. Bills I think is a bit harder because some bills are fixed, like your Wi-Fi is probably fixed, but you might not know how much your gas will be that month or your electricity.
Water is the worst one, because it comes
water. I would say overestimate rather than underestimate. Like you'd rather think your bills will cost 70 and they cost 40, and then you got £30 extra, rather than assuming that it'll be the minimal amount they can be, and then you're kind of screwed. So kind of take it as the highest amount which they've been or what you think they can be, and then kind of budget around that. And jobs. I think a lot of people are kind of like, do I get a job? Do I not get a job? I would say get a job.
I think get a job, because even if you don't need the money, some people don't, it's a really great experience. So like if I hadn't gotten jobs at uni, my CV would look terrible.
Yeah.
And I've just been applying for grad jobs and stuff like that, and the like bulk of it, like 70% of it is jobs I've done at university. So like we met doing the annual fund.
You did.
We
might make friends.
We're both student ambassadors. I do residence life mentoring, and I've had a job at home like for 5 years, like on and off with holidays. So without work, my CV would just look like
dry. Yeah, literally, like before, I had one job before uni. My first job, I worked at Explore Learning, which is a tuition centre. I loved it, but like that was it. But before that, like I think my CV was just dry. It was probably like
I was literally my school grades and a big long list.
Yeah, like school stuff. Whereas now I've got that. I've been a telephone fundraiser, door-to-door fundraiser. I worked at Shrek's Adventure. Where else have I worked? I've done catering shifts, student ambassador work, wellbeing support work. Like I'm just like jobs catalogue now. But like Rosie said, even if you don't need the money, for one, it's nice to have money, and two, it's the experience, because like if you are going to get a grad job, they'll be like, oh, demonstrate a time when you did this, and just
and they say recent. That's what, like, because I've been doing interviews and applications, they're always like, say, like, what's a recent thing you've done that demonstrates this? And if you haven't worked, you'll have to either rely on what your degree has done, or lie.
Yeah, which is great. Not ideal, and I think it's just good to kind of know about work, because people have been into work. It's like it teaches you how to be professional. Like for one, don't run late. But if you have to run late or you have to be late, call up your manager. Like it just teaches you skills and things that you need to know. Time management. Okay, so I'm going to work at this time. Therefore, anything else must be done this time. Knowing how to commit. I just think getting a job is good, but I'm in third year now and I'm definitely realising that I need to cut down on the hours that I do. Whereas in first and second year I could get away with doing quite a lot of hours. Now I'm like, okay, great, I can't, especially next term when it's all dissertation and stuff. So kind of manage your time and look at that. But I think in first year, don't worry. If you need a job, you can definitely get a job. And if you're worried about third year, second year, like you can always work throughout the summer, save that money, and then kind of be a bit more chill.
Yeah.
So yeah, once again, if you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button, please subscribe as well, and please leave some comments below for things that you'd like to see next time or any more questions that you have. Tell me if you like Rosie, if not, she won't be in the next one.
No, please like me.
Okay, thank you guys.
Bye.